one of my favorite leadership quotes is by former President Dwight D. Eisenhower. He says, leadership is the art of getting somebody to do what you need them to do because they want to. And this is what I learned when I became president of Heart to Heart. But the High Performance Leadership Project took me to a whole different level. Let me give you a little bit of background. The High Performance Leadership Project that selected me
with a little
help from my friend, was to create a speechcraft program on steroids. It was a huge project, 8 weeks long, and we were going to attract as many as 30 people, 30 participants, as opposed to the usual 5. And I had a number of objectives. One was to launch a new club. The second was to enable our new heart-to-heart members to finish their pathways level 1. Because we only meet once a month, it's really hard. And number 3, I wanted to help myself and a number of the other heart-to-heart members to step into their leadership, either through presentations at the speechcraft or as advisors. And I have to say, we were very successful. We had 33 participants. 13 made that level 1 in pathways. 13.
Wow.
2 people came to every single one of those speechcraft sessions. We had 18 dignitaries. We had 10 speakers. We had 4 coordinators who got credit for being coordinators, and we had 5 advisors. Needless to say, that was a lot of moving parts. Yeah. So I learned a lot of lessons, and I definitely got to a different level in my leadership. I'm going to share 3 lessons with you. The first one was trust. Let it flow. You can't control a bunch of volunteers. You never know who's going to show up. And so I learned to flow. Sometimes my presenter wouldn't show up. Sometimes an advisor wouldn't show up. Or we would get last-minute cancellations. But we had a special weapon. Cynthia, stop! You could step into any role. Oh, you need a speaker? Yes. Oh, no problem. What am I supposed to be speaking about? She was fantastic. And once in a while, I had to step in too. No problem. And then there were things like, we had a venue change. We went from the Bellevue Club all the way over to City Hall. And then we showed up, and our room was full of people. And they weren't going to get out for a half hour. What did we do? We started the meeting in the hallway! And it worked, too.
Yes.
And one time, I don't know what happened. A whole bunch of dignitaries showed up. Like 4 of them. What am I going to do with 4 dignitaries? Well, we had 4 breakout groups, and they just doubled up. They were great. The people loved it. Another one of my favorite quotes around leadership is by General George S. Patton. And he said, don't tell people how to do things. Tell them what you want and be surprised by the results. That means delegate. Now, delegate delegate's a little hard for me because I was brought up to believe that if you want to get it done right, you do it yourself. But it was too big a project. So we had Susan Thibault and her team doing the PR, and we had Cynthia taking care of the space, and we had Sally Reyes, and she was taking care of bringing food, and we had Rosanna, and she was taking care of the dignitaries. And so there was some really good delegation. And Linda Patton was taking care of the badges. But I could have done even better. In retrospect, what I learned was the advisors, I could have let them do more of the work, like connecting with their participants in their breakout groups and following up on them every week instead of me doing that work. And that would have created bonding between them, and I bet they would have showed up more often. And I think the advisors would have taken more responsibility. Now, the last lesson was about acknowledgement and appreciation. Now, I already ranked myself pretty high on that because I'm pretty good at going and telling people how much I appreciate them and how great they are. But we also had a graduation in which we presented certificates. But I made one oversight, and that was that I didn't acknowledge Cynthia and me. I'm rectifying that, but it's over there. It's important to also acknowledge your own accomplishments and achievements. Yeah. And yes, we did hear the feedback from the participants who did their impromptu speeches telling us how much they learned. And we saw it with our own eyes. They were amazing. They were standing up in front of 20, 25 people. And they were amazing. But also, we deserve our certificates and we deserve recognition. So Cynthia, please come up while I get the certificate, which I forgot.
Yay! You might as well just take all the certificates, printable, and give them to Cynthia.
Okay,
I got another one. Oh.
you also deserve a gift. By the way, the people at the top also deserve recognition. So Cynthia Stott, your coordinator certificate, and I didn't get it signed, so I have to take it. Forgot that part. And also, I want to acknowledge, there was another oversight, Deborah. She did not quite get a real certificate. I somehow missed her and gave 2 certificates to somebody else. So I printed your certificate, and we also need yours signed because I spaced that out too. But we will, Cynthia and I will sign it before you leave tonight.
Okay.
But
she
come up
also
here.
got her level 1,
Oh,
right?
yes. She was a level, oh, darn, I got It says participant. It should say, I will get it. I will get it right.
On Monday.
You can
Yes.
still hand it to her so we can all clap.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
There we go.
And can I give you yours?
Yes.
Thank you. Michelle, you were not only instrumental, this speechcraft really would not have happened without you. I could not have done this alone. And with other people is fabulous, but you herded all the cats. You were really a leader there, getting us all together. And so we crowned you the executive director of this speechcraft. However, you only gave yourself a coordinator, but you are a chief coordinator.
Thank you. Oh, so I have a final comment to make. A call to action. When you get an opportunity to step into a leadership position in Toastmasters, take it. You will grow beyond your imagination. And where else can you be a leader of a lot of people, make mistakes, and still be cheered.
Thank you. Amazing.